Hey, it's Rob here, and I'm so excited to talk to you guys today about something that is really important to me, which is partnering with your partner, working with your spouse, working with guys in general, because the company that we work with and work for is definitely a female-dominated industry. But if you can learn, if you can educate yourself on how to work with men, if you can empower men in order to help them, then you gain a distinct advantage over everyone who has not learned how to do that, has not mastered the skill set. So those are a couple things that I'm going to go over today. And what I really want to accentuate right out of the beginning, right from the beginning, is if you do not work with men, that is totally okay. The information that I share today is going to apply to you. If you do not have a spouse, that is totally okay. The information that I provide you with today is still going to apply to you. And what I really want you to do is have your pen and paper out, take notes, start brainstorming ideas, and start thinking about how you can apply the information that's coming forward. The other thing, if you are watching and you have access to the Shred Nation boardroom, make sure that you go in there. We have a chat thread that will be available for you to interact with. And if there isn't one, then start one. Interact with other people on the team. The more you network with other coaches, the more that you can learn. I'm going to go ahead and screen share because I stepped up my game today and decided to make a PowerPoint. So let me go ahead and get my screen share set up, and we will get going. So today's topic that we're talking about is supporting your spouse, or Spouse 101. Everything you need to know about getting your spouse involved with your business, okay? And just before we get started, I wanna just talk a little bit. I always like to share where I'm coming from, share my experience, share what I've gone through, just so that you know what I'm saying is not just me coming up with stuff. This is my path. This is the journey that I've been through. This is what I have experienced. So I'm not just throwing random ideas out at you. I've actually lived through this and am proof that this is something that you and your spouse can be successful with. So I want to start with where I began. Man, I wish that I had taken more photos when I was younger. So if you're at the start of your journey, this is kind of just a lesson to take more photos. But this is where I began. This was me right after I got out of college. I was 100 pounds overweight, and I got out of college and I worked my way up to have like a really great job at Bank of America. I was an AVP, and I thought that was like the coolest thing in the world. I thought that I had made it. Like I had that big job that everyone talks about. Like you go to college, you get your degree, then you get your, the big boy job where you can, buy a house, find your wife, marry her, then have kids and die. It's morbid every time that I share that. But so I thought I had made it. I bought my very first car that I'm sitting in with my brother right there. And I felt like so proud of myself for having that. I took pride in the fact that I was like the best eater out of all my friends. I could eat my friends under the table. I once ate a 28-inch pizza. We did the triple challenge at Wendy's, which is eating 3 triple cheeseburgers. I ate 100 wings in a sitting once, and I was like the best eater out of all my friends, and I took pride of that. And I was the best. I could drink all my friends under the table too, and I didn't think anything was wrong with that. I just thought like those were the things that I had to offer the world, and I just didn't know any better. And it's really hard to go back and look now, and it's part of why I'm so passionate about everything that I do, because I've lived that who I want to empower to be successful. So my first success, I completed the Insanity program. I think I've completed it about 8 or 9 times by now, but I completed the Insanity program just because, I got to this point where my dad was really sick. He ended up in the hospital because of a heart attack. And I saw them cut his chest open. And when I saw him laying in bed, I knew that that wasn't going to be me. So I got the Insanity program. I paid $139.95 in 3 installments. So that's the cost of a challenge pack now, which we didn't have back then. And I completed it. I spent the money, so I knew that I was going to have to force myself to put it to use. And man, that was the hardest thing I had ever done in my life. The story I always tell is the first time I did the fit test, you have a minute to do 8 different exercises, and I got to the suicide jumps, which is like a burpee, and I could only do 3 in a minute, and I knew like I needed to step up and do this. So I completed the Insanity program. It was awesome. I started feeling better, and the first thing I wanted to do when I finished was do it again. So I kept going, and I lost 100 pounds in total using Insanity and Shakeology. I was never contacted by my coach. I never knew there was a coaching opportunity. This is all stuff that I was just doing it because I needed to get healthy. So for all of you who have customer leads that get generated, please contact them. I would have loved help along the way, but I'm glad that I get to learn from that experience and provide that help and support for people now moving forward. I created something called Shred Nation Kitchen, which if you haven't checked it out, you can just type in Shred Nation Kitchen on YouTube, and there's a bunch of videos of me and my roommate being clowns and making junk food out of healthy food. And we were helping people for free. That's what we love to do. It's what we enjoyed, and it was just fun for us. You know, fitness was fun, eating healthy was fun, and it's just what we loved. And I'm like in that mindset right now. We're just like, man, I want to go work out a ton. I'm like getting the crazy back. Robb Insanity has returned. So I was helping other people for free, and I met Chelsea, who is now my wife. She is my spouse. She is the one who I support, and she will tell you, she supports me as well. We work this together, but she is the spouse that I support. I met her, and she had a goal to be able to do this Beachbody thing. And me being a supportive person in general, I just said, sure, okay, what do you need me to do? And she's like, well, you already drink Shakeology, just sign up to be a coach. That's all you need to do. And I said, cool, okay, I'll do that. And then the next goal she was working towards required me to help her, or help her by helping 2 people who I cared about. And my mom was one of them. My mom's a big support of mine. So I signed her up, and she loves Shakeology. It's 4.5 years now. She just got her Shakeology 365er last week, and she loves Shakeology. She drinks it every day. She's 61 years old, and she does size every day, and it's just so crazy and awesome to see her getting her health back. But for me, what was really the turning point was a result. You're going to hear me talk a lot about results today. There was one result in particular, and it was my roommate. I was living with my buddy Steve at the time, and he was a retired Coast Guard. And the crazy, crazy thing was that he was, I think when he was like 25 years old, he was put on cholesterol medication that he was supposed to take for the rest of his life. And then after completing I think it was my 3rd round of Insanity at that point, and drinking Shakeology every day, he went for his annual physical, and they took him off the cholesterol meds. And when that happened, like that was it for me. I knew that this is what I wanted to do the rest of my life. Seeing those results and seeing that this is real just made me know that this is what I was supposed to be doing with the rest of my life. So that's my story. That's where I really connected and started doing this. And you'll see pieces of the reason why I share that story and what I'm about to talk about. My goals for the call today, I want to help you attract male customers and know how to work with those male customers. Again, if you are a female or you are a male and you say, I'm only working with women, totally okay. I think there will be a lot of perspective that you can still share working with female coaches, or customers rather. Another goal is to attract male coaches and how to work with male coaches. I'll give the same disclaimer from the previous one. Another goal is to get your spouse's support, as well as get your spouse involved. Now, these are 2 very different things that I'm going to go through and share with you guys, because there are different levels. And just like a fitness journey, you're not going to decide to go from being completely sedentary to one day saying, okay, I'm going to run a marathon today. There are steps and there are levels in doing this. You have to train and you have to work and you have to go piece by piece. My goal is to help improve your relationship with your spouse and share the importance of something called U+2. And the reason why I'm going to go through that at the end is a lot of people, I found that a lot of people who have been coaches for a while are like, I had no idea that I could even do that. So I'm going to share that at the end and kind of talk a little bit of strategy to make sure that you can utilize it and that you're doing it to your benefit and not to your detriment. So the first thing that I want to talk about is male customers, how to get them and how to work with them. Okay, so this is my buddy Riley. He is the first, other than my roommate, he's the first customer who I ever worked with. And Riley and I are brothers forever. He lives across the country from me, but he was the very first person who I worked with, again, other than my roommate, and got insane results. He lost 100 pounds, so we share that together. But the way that I've gone about doing this, the way that I've gone about starting my business is you have to start with helping one person get results, okay? You have to be a product of the product yourself, right? You have to be showing up, you have to do your workouts. But the way to start building your business is to start by helping one person get results. If you can help 5 people get results, awesome. If you can help 50 people get results, awesome. But in order to be able to do this, you have to bring one person along with you on your journey and help them get results so you can prove to people that you can help people get results. And then the next step is to share those results. I did a webinar at the beginning of the year. It's just, my goal is get results and share them, get results and share them. That's the only way that people are going to see and believe in the products that we have, okay? The next thing that's super important is when you do have male customers, you gotta let dudes be dudes. And this is a generalism because I know there are some guys who are very sensitive and very touchy-feely and very, want to be a part of a community. But for the most part, with guys, they care more about results than the community. And you have to know that. You have to know that. How are you going to know that? By asking them and understanding their needs. Having that communication with each person you talk to, say, hey, what do you need from me? You will find that most men don't need to or want to check in every day. They just want you to show them that they can get results, and then they want to get results. So once you understand their needs, you have to set expectations with them. Are you going to expect an email check-in once a week? Are they going to send progress photos? They're going to post their progress photos once a week and tag you in it. You have to set those expectations so you know exactly how you're working with them. And honestly, like I said, if you're not working with dudes, I think all this applies to women as well. And then the last 2 things, again, I know I said it at the beginning of this very slide, but you have to help them get results and share it. Get results and share. That is how you are going to show proof to other people. Now, the other thing that I think is really important that a lot of people miss out on is that doesn't mean that doesn't mean just you can rely on posting before and afters on Facebook or before and afters on Instagram or before and afters on whatever social media you have. But this is an advertisement for you when you have a direct conversation with someone, because if you're talking about these products and you're talking about what it does and what it can do for someone's health and fitness, this is a tool that is so amazing to use in a one-on-one conversation. And you always want to ask the customer that you're working with if you can share it, but if you position it in such a way saying, I think that your photo would be super motivating. Do you mind if I use it when I'm having direct conversations with people about joining a challenge group? And the beauty of this is any person who you have helped get results is going to say, yeah, absolutely. Like you have helped me change my life. I would love for other people to have this too. And the cool thing is that's a nice transition to our next step, which is male coaches. Okay. This is cool. I always have the mentality when I'm working with someone in a challenge group is if they're doing awesome and they're getting results, I'm going to be building them up as a coach from day one. I had to use Scott Skiles, the coach of the Magic, on this because, the dude in me need a little bit of sports in the PowerPoint. So this is Scott Skiles. We're not doing so great this season, but any good coach knows like results are what matter, especially when you're dealing with guys. Like I said, I mean, I know a lot of women are really interested in community. Guys are all about results. It's so true, and that's where the focus needs to be. So as you're working through a challenge group, especially if it's with a dude, build them up, acknowledge them for how great their results is, or excuse me, how great their results are. I feel like I can't even speak with proper grammar right now. I'm so excited. But so help them get results and build them up. Tell them how awesome it is. Validate them. And then when you're going to make the transition to offer the Beachbody coaching opportunity, always lead with facts. Always lead with facts. Guys don't want to hear that they're going to be a great coach. Guys want to hear what coaching is going to do with them. So focus on the what and the how. That's what we want. Guys want facts. Guys want to know what to expect. They don't want to hear that they're going to be an amazing coach. They want to hear what coaching is going to do for them. Okay? Be direct. Don't skate around it, because as soon as you do that, they're going to be like, well, if you're not going to be straightforward with me, then I don't want to hear what you have to say. And then when a male coach says yes, empower him to coach his way. I know, like, again, this is a female-dominated business, and so many people run their business in a very similar way, or at least in the same vein. Empower your male coaches to run it the way that makes sense to him. Because if a guy comes in, I think that's why so many men who join fall flat on their face, is they try to run their business the way that women run their business, and we are different. We are from Mars, you are from Venus, we are waffles, you are spaghetti, whatever analogy that you want to use, we're different. So make sure that that coach is empowered and plugged in such a way that he can run business the way that makes sense to him. Hand him the keys and let him drive the car. All right? So that's my best recommendations for male customers and male coaches. And now, this is the good part. I guess it's all good, right? This is all helping us with our business. I hope that you're taking copious notes, but I know that the spouse topic is something that's so huge for everyone. And so you've noticed I've had graphics through my PowerPoint so far. And on this one, this was so important that I had to put the photo in twice. This is the key to everything. This is the key to your relationship. This is going to be the key to your spouse supporting you with your business. This is going to be the key to, when it gets to that level, your spouse actually working with you in the business, is effective communication. Effective communication. So the first thing, and this is so important, take a second, breathe in, breathe out, okay? I know that you are the one running your business and you want to explain and you want to share your business. The first thing that you want to do, that you need to do in order to get your spouse's support, is listen. When you are having a conversation about what you're getting involved in and what you're doing, the first thing that you have to do is give him the opportunity to ask you questions or talk to you about his reservations, and listen. Don't go running through your head and trying to answer all the questions. Just listen, okay? And once he has shared what's going on in his head, then communicate. Share your thoughts, share your feelings, and don't get bent out of shape about negative ideas that he has. Don't get bent out of shape, because it's not personal. It's just where his head is at, and if he is concerned for your safety. He is concerned for your success. Like, he wants you to be successful. He's dating you, or he married you for a reason. He believes in you, and you need to trust that. So you have to stop and listen, and then communicate. And then after you communicate, guess what? You need to listen again. Okay? This is effective communication. And if you can pause and you can let your emotions kind of sit for a second when you're having this conversation, it is going to be completely different than any time that you've had this conversation in the past, because you're going to be valuing everything that he's saying, and he's going to see that and he's going to feel that. Okay. The next thing that I put in is post with purpose. I saw a lot of people when I posted in the group say that a lot of spouses are uncomfortable with their wives posting a bunch of photos in next to nothing. If that is a problem and that's not what you want to do, or that's not what he wants you to do, don't do it. I'm telling you, like, yes, it's awesome to have a great body, but if that is something that you're struggling with, or that you don't want to do, or he doesn't want you to do, then you need to take that as a challenge to find something that you can share that's going to empower people. Beachbody is about helping people achieve their goals and lead healthy, fulfilling lives. It's not about looking amazing in a bikini. That may be your why. If that is your why, that's awesome, and share that and connect with the people who want that why. But there's so much more than just that everyone has to offer. So I don't want that to be something that people start feeling, start projecting, or start like thinking like, oh my gosh, well, I don't look good enough when I'm wearing next to nothing. Or, you know, I feel like I have to post next to nothing because other people do, and that's not me. Don't allow yourself to get caught in that rabbit hole. Post with purpose, and post towards the demographic that you're looking to reach. End of story. Okay, so the next thing that is super important in order to get your spouse's support, and then we're going to transition this soon, you need to read The 5 Love Languages by Gary Chapman, or you at least have to take the test. There's an online quiz that takes probably 2 minutes, a bunch of quick questions. You say, would you rather this or would you rather that? You need to know your spouse's love language, and your spouse needs to know your love language. I'm going to give you a really, really funny analogy, because Chelsea and I have different love languages. Hers is words of affirmation, okay? And mine is quality time. So I can take her on a super romantic date, and I can do all of these amazing things and have the most amazing evening. If I don't verbally tell her what she means to me, or what I think about her, what I think about what she's wearing, then she's not going to receive any of that other stuff, because that's not her love language. She needs the word of affirmation. And then if she, you know, similarly, you know, she could just like send me a video, tell me all these things that she loves about me. And because I'm quality time, if she's just doing that real quick and sending it to me, what she thinks is the way that she should be loving on me, then I'm just going to see it and I'm going to be like, well, you know, you're spending all this time with other people and all you did was send me this video saying that you like me. I don't get it. So it's super, super important to do that and communicate with your spouse, because now if Chelsea's feeling low, or if she's feeling like she needs attention and she needs that love from me, she will simply say, can you give me some words of affirmation? Can you affirm me with your words? And that makes it easy. Men and women relationships are easy as long as you effectively communicate. So she says, can you affirm me with your words? And I'm locked and loaded. I'm ready to tell her how amazing she is. Super easy. If I'm feeling lonely and I need that quality time, I can tell her that, and she will put her device away and she'll spend that time with me. That is the best way to start building this foundation. Okay? So as far as spouse support goes, any support is a start. You need to appreciate and acknowledge any support. If your husband is allowing you to work out from home when you could be, you know, sitting doing something with him that he'd rather be doing, that is support. Acknowledge it. And I know that sounds really simple and really basic, but, you know, especially if his love language is words of affirmation, you saying, hey, it really means a lot to me that you let me spend that 30 minutes working out. It makes me feel better. That is going to change his life. It's going to change the way he looks at you. It's going to change the way he looks at home workouts. So anytime that there's any support at all, even if it's tiny, appreciate it and affirm it. Okay? The other two things, and these are two things you need to do. You need to. as far as getting the support of your spouse, you need to show that what you're doing is yielding results. Because again, as a spouse just trying to protect my wife, trying to protect my energy, if I see her working out, Chelsea and I are doing insanity every day. If I see Chelsea doing insanity every day, and then she's at McDonald's 3 or 4 times a week, which she's not, she's been crushing it and she's amazing. But if she's at McDonald's 3 or 4 times a week, or she's skipping meals or doing whatever, all I'm going to see is she's killing herself for 45 minutes a day. She's not completing the program and she's not getting any results. So that's on you. That's on you. If you're doing the 21-day fix, you have to be on point and do that program to completion and follow the nutrition plan and get results. Otherwise, if you don't, then he's just going to say that stuff doesn't work. I've seen you do the program and I've seen it not change. And you have to go about doing this. So that's the first thing that I would tell all of you guys to do. If you're not doing one specific program, you have to commit to a program and do it. No excuses, no falling off. Take care of your body and get results, okay? And the next thing that you have to do is, if you're pursuing this as a business and you want your spouse to take you seriously, same thing. You have to get results. You have to at least cover your expenses. And I think this is such a powerful conversation that you can have with your spouse. You can say, hey, these are the expenses that Beachbody costs. I'm going to cover that this month. My goal in this business is to be able to cover $15.95 in business fees and $97.46 for Shakeology. I'm going to cover that, and I will show you the income that comes in. That's step one. And when you make that commitment to your spouse and then you follow through and you make it happen, all that's going to do is make him say, okay, wow, like she's getting results. She told me what she was going to do and she did it. And all that's going to do is that's going to build trust between you two that you're going to get done what you say that you're going to get done. Again, effective communication. So now this slide, I had to go, I was trying to think of power couples, and I slipped in my my Orlando Magic slide earlier, so I had to go with Jay-Z and Beyonce because I know what my wife loves, and I try to pay attention to that. So if you want to be a power couple, if you want to just rule the Beachbody world, or you know, be like a highly functioning power couple, this is what you need. I'm going to repeat these two because they're insanely important and it applies to everything. You have to know that any support at all is a start. I know I just said that, and I know that I repeated it like 50 times, but you need to start having the mentality of any support that he gives you or any lack of pushback that he gives you is a start. And you need to make sure that you're affirming that with whatever his love language is. And again, I just said this on the last slide too, but prove you're serious. Set out and, like, no matter what, make no excuses. Put it on yourself to commit to whatever amount of money it is. You know, is it $240 in a month? You have to sell 6 challenge packs. Whatever it is, set that goal, communicate that goal, and hit it. Knock it out of the park, because then he's going to say, okay, she really wants to do this. She's serious about doing this. The next thing that you need to do before you start getting your spouse involved is you need to document your processes. It could be the check-ins on Facebook. It could be, you know, checking to see if you have new customers. It could be sending out, you know, new customer emails, or doing whatever you do in the challenge group. You have to document those processes so that it's easy to follow, because you are in this business. You know what you do. Your spouse does not know what you do. And if you can educate him on what you do, then it will make everything that you're doing make more sense. And again, that goes back to effective communication. When he is ready to help you with something, give him one task, just one. Just one. If any of you guys are sitting there right now saying, you know, I don't know how to get my spouse involved. He said he wants to help, but I don't know what to have him help with. Just pick one thing. Don't get overwhelmed. Give him one thing, communicate with him why it's important, why he should be doing it and not you. That's usually for Chelsea and I. If I find myself doing work that I'm terrible at and she's good at, I'll be like, babe, like you need to, it would make a really, really, really big impact on my day if you could make this graphic for me, because I'm terrible at it and you're really talented at it, and it would make my business better, and I'd really appreciate it. So you start there. You start with one task, and then when he does it well, or if he struggles with it, either way, appreciate him once again with whatever his love language is. That is such a powerful tool. And I'm not saying it's a powerful tool to get one over on your spouse, but like love your spouse the way that they receive love the best. Why would you not do that? I don't know. The next thing is match his pace. And what I mean by this is if he takes on one task and does well, don't just start throwing him tasks left and right. Let him be comfortable and let him take on one step at a time. You know, as he grows, it's very easy to become overwhelmed. I'm sure that you feel overwhelmed as a coach sometimes too. And if you just start throwing these things at him, he's going to take his hands off and say, I don't want to do this. So match his pace. The next thing, and this is super important too, let him be him, you be you. One of the biggest mistakes that people make when trying to get their spouse involved is they expect their spouse to just come on and like start hitting Success Club every month. You know, start showing up on all the webinars, be reading personal development every day, be doing the workouts every day, be wearing Wear and Share, buying Beachbody logo gear, buying the Shred Nation logo gear, doing all this stuff. You can't expect him to do that. You have to let him be him, because that part of your relationship, that other half, is going to have things that you don't have, and together you can take on more, but you'll have to allow him to have his identity. That way you will be able to divide and conquer and be a real team in this. And like I said from the beginning of the slide, become a power couple. He'll be doing the things that he loves, that he's great at, and that he can put his spin on. And then you'll be doing the things that you're great at and that you love, and the same. All right, so I got two more slides. First one is you two, and then that you guys posted in the boardroom. So I want to go through U+2. You may want to make a screenshot of this. If you can't take a screenshot of this, the U+2 policy is actually in FAQ, so you can pull this up. But basically, the concept of U+2 is you have the ability to pay, obviously, for your coach account and for your home direct, whatever it is. You may also use your credit card to cover the fees and products purchases made by two other immediate family members, a parent, a spouse, or a child. So if you have two parents, you're trying to be Emerald, you can pay for you can pay for your mom, you can pay for your dad, you're Emerald, okay? Now I'm gonna go into why that's not what you should do in a minute, but you can do that, right? So if you do any more than that, it's considered bonus buying. Don't do that. And then if you are going to assist a family member, the best thing to do is to contact compliance and just let them know that you're doing it. That way you don't have to feel like you're doing anything shady, and you don't have to worry. You know, sometimes something comes up in an audit, and then you'll have the email saying, oh, hey, I'm paying for my mom's business fees, or I'm paying for my son's business fees, whatever, okay? So like I said, you don't necessarily just want to, you know, if your parents aren't buying Shakeology and you sign them both up and get them Shakeology, then you're going to be paying $300 a month to get 3 bags of Shakeology and 3 coach fees, and you'll only make $14 a month in Team Cycle bonus. Not the smartest way to go about doing things, okay? So this is the best way to go about utilizing U+2. If it's your spouse, if it's your parent, if it's whatever. So you want to place your spouse or whoever on your inside leg. If you don't know what your inside leg is or your weak leg, reach out to your coach. They will help you answer that question. It's different for everyone. Mine is my left, Chelsea's is her right. So, you know, it's just one of those things where everyone's is different. So the strategy that we talk about with this is it gives you control to make additional income. The first thing that we always recommend everyone does is to hit Success Club in their own personal business first. That's important. That's showing growth. That's setting the example for your team and, you know, living the vital behavior of invite. The second thing that we recommend people do after they've hit Success Club is to sign up the remaining customers for the month through your spouse's account. This is so cool because what ends up happening is, if you sign up a customer, you get a 25% commission based off of their purchase. However, if you sign up that customer through your spouse's account will get that 25% commission, and that volume from the purchase is actually going to roll up to your business, and you'll be able to make team cycle bonus based off of this. The thing that's crazy, this is totally legal. Beachbody wants you to do that. Beachbody wants to pay you more money. So instead of making $32.49 for a bag of Shakeology, they're willing to pay you $46.49 if you're an Emerald coach for a bag of Shakeology. It's that crazy, but it's like an amazing strategy to have. So you have the ability to do that with 2 people. Just be very strategic about it because you only get 2. You get you and then 2 other people. And the other thing, don't just go and start buying a ton of Shakeology, because what's going to happen, you're going to end up with Shakeology that you aren't going to drink, that you aren't going to use. So what we recommend is to set up your home direct for your family's need first and foremost, and then set it up based on the need for your rank. Okay, so it's 50 PV. This is the thing that I love. So 50 PV to be an active coach or to be an Emerald coach. Beachbody Performance Recover, or as I like to call it, YooHoo. It's like post-workout cocaine for me. Is 52 PV, which is awesome because that 52 PV gets one of my U+2s active. I'm still getting my Shakeology, and one of my family members is getting Recover, and we're both active. It's the best way to go about doing it. It's the most efficient way to do it, but just look at the home directs that you want to have coming through and then set it up so that it will cover your needs for your rank. All right, last slide. You asked. I have 3 common objections. There were a bunch that were worded very differently, but came down to all be based on these same 3 questions. So I'm going to go through these and then we will call it a day. A beautiful Thursday afternoon. So the first objection that we saw is you spend too much time on your phone. Yep, I've heard that. Chelsea's heard that. We've all heard that. You spend too much time on your phone. So again, I want to go back to, with all of these, you have to think about the effective communication, right? Listen, communicate, listen. Okay, and you have to take emotion out of this because I know that the emotion is the reason why there's so much conflict. So if your spouse tells you that you spend too much time on your phone, a great question to ask is, or you can say, I'm sorry, like I'm not trying to ignore you. I want to spend time with you. What do you feel is a reasonable amount of time for me to spend on my phone? You have to have that conversation. I mean, it may be 30 minutes, it may be an hour, it may be 4 hours. It may be as long as I'm not here, whatever it is. So you have to figure out what a reasonable amount of time is. And then you have to commit and have this in the conversation. You have to commit to being more intentional with your phone and work time. You know, if an hour is reasonable, then say, oh my gosh, an hour is reasonable. I really appreciate you allowing me to invest my time in this. I will keep it to an hour. I will keep it to 30 minutes. I will keep it to 4 hours, whatever it is. And then you have to commit to being more intentional about that time. You can't say that you're only going to do an hour and then do 4 hours. You can't do it because then you're just ignoring what he's asking of you. And that is also not effective communication. So schedule your power hour. And I always put hour in quotes because maybe it's a power 42 minutes. You know, maybe it's a power hour and a half. Whatever a power hour is, whatever that agreed upon time is, you have to schedule it and you have to stick to it. And then finally, sorry guys, I know you're all gonna hate me. Guys meaning the people who are watching this right now. Stop scrolling. Stop scrolling. There have been so many amazing resources shared in the groups, on trainings about how to eliminate that time scrolling. You know, you have that app that Google will block out your news feed. You can set up lists so that you're only looking at specific things. You need to stop scrolling. And tell your spouse that too. Say, hey, if you catch me scrolling, I need you to call me out. And then when he calls you out, you have to receive it. Okay? So that's the best way that I can think of to combat the you spend too much time on your phone. Okay? Hopefully you have some action items from that one. Okay? The second one, the old you're drinking the Kool-Aid or other products are better. This is also known as, oh, you know, you can't get results if you don't go to a gym or, you know, whatever. This all goes together. And I think the key here is to respect people's opinions. If your spouse says you can't get results at home, say, you know, I'm sorry that you feel that way. Like I want to work out at home. And I'm totally okay with you working out at the gym. I'm totally okay with you not working out. Whatever his prerogative is, you have to be okay with that. You have to accept his opinions if you want him to accept your opinions. Okay? The next thing to do to combat this is to outwork the skeptic. If your spouse says you can't get results at home, you have to get results at the gym, then show up and get results. This goes back to, again, like, don't cheat. Follow a nutrition plan, follow a workout program, and be evidence, be proof that that statement is incorrect. Stop working hard Monday through Saturday, and then Saturday night getting hammered, and then all day Sunday doing nothing and eating junk food to get over your hangover. Stop doing that. Get better results and show that you're not drinking the Kool-Aid, you're drinking the thing that helps you get results. You know, the gym isn't the only way that you can get results. Yes, you can absolutely get results at the gym, but you can get results at home too. And let those results speak for themselves. You know, and don't pressure, always offer to have him work out with you or to have him drink, but never force them to do it. You know, respect your husband or respect your spouse the way that you want them to respect you. And the final question, oh baby, I'm gonna switch screens after this because this is kind of cool. This is kind of fun. You know, numbers are fun for me. This is a pyramid scheme. A couple other people said this isn't a real job. And then I think another one that a lot of people said is, oh, you got in way too late. You got in way too late. There's no way that you'll be able to do this. So the best way to combat this is to educate yourself. Okay, I think a lot of people struggle with combating this is a pyramid scheme because they don't know what a pyramid scheme is. And they don't know the difference between what multi-level marketing is and what a pyramid scheme is. So I would go on for another hour teaching you what a pyramid scheme is, but if there's a note that you can do for work after this call, I think it's really important that you know if this is a concern for you, if this is a question that you get that you don't know how to answer, you need to educate yourself on it. And again, when someone says that, you need to give a non-emotional response and say, do you know what a pyramid scheme is? And if they don't know, then say, oh, well, this is what a pyramid scheme is, and this is why Beachbody's not that. Take emotion out of it, okay? The other thing that you have to educate yourself with is, what do other people make? Do you know how much money people in this company make? I think that's really important. I mean, you know, if you work for a corporate job, you know that there's probably a range of salaries, right? Do you have that same knowledge for Beachbody? Because I think if you did, and if you could share that information, and I'm going to show you that information in a minute, that's a really powerful tool. And then again, this isn't a real job. The best way to combat that is to show up and do work. Sell challenge packs, sign up coaches, help people get results, grow your business. When your income increases, that is the best way to tell someone, well, actually, this is a real job because this is what's happening. All right, so I'm going to stop sharing this screen so I can share two other images that I think are going to be helpful. And hi guys, thanks for sticking with me. So I'm gonna see if I can, no, I can only do one at a time. So this, and I'm gonna show this to, show a second one after this, but this is our independent coach earnings statement. It's pretty cool, right? Oh, and it's now minimized. 1 second. I am getting confused. I apologize. Hold on one moment. I'm going to stop sharing so I can pull it back up. Hi, I'm here again. So let's screen share this one. Okay. So this is the independent coach earnings. This is actually for the calendar year of 2012, or I guess it's the fiscal year. December 29th, 2011 through December 26th, 2012. And this is really cool. This is available to you. You can go into the back office or you can Google it. Either one will work. The other one that I have that I'll pull up in a second is 2013 to 2014. And so what this shows is how much money people in this company made. This is such a cool tool because what it shows is it shows the percent of the coaches in this company that are at different ranks. So obviously there's coaches, which is just a big chunk of it. That's 71.4%. Okay. 2.3% of the company were Star Diamond coaches. 3.6% of the company were Diamond coaches. 1.2% of the coaches were Ruby coaches, and 21.5% were Emerald coaches. And it's so cool because it also will show you the low earnings. So the lowest earning for an Emerald coach this year was $14. The average was $3,353. And then the high earnings for an Emerald coach was $261,621. This is such a cool tool because you can say, well, the person who made the least amount of money in the company was $14. And then you go down to the Star Diamond, the highest earning Star Diamond coach in 2012 made $1,645,484 through the year. And this is per Business Center. Chelsea and I had this conversation. This person in 2012, that was Janelle Summers. She was the top earner in the company. And that was one of her business centers. And you can have up to 25 if you keep hitting 2-star and multiple business centers. So like the income is insane and it's possible, you know, and you can look again, average Ruby earning, average Diamond earning, average Star Diamond earning. This is a real thing. This is real numbers and real figures from the company from 2011 to 2012. So I'm going to stop that. And then I'm going to show this other one because another reservation that a lot of people were talking about was that, you know, oh, you got in too late. You can't, you know, you're not going to be able to be successful because you came in too late. And this graphic, the one from 2013 to 2014, actually shows newer coaches who grew their income faster than coaches who were previous existing coaches, which is awesome. So this was 2013 to 2014. The 2015 one will be out shortly, but this is the most up-to-date that we have. So Emerald coaches, Ruby coaches, Diamonds, and Star Diamonds. The cool thing is there are fewer coaches that are not of rank. And then you actually also had an increase of Diamond coaches and Star Diamond coaches. So what that means is that new coaches who came in within the last 2 years have actually gotten to grow their income into these higher numbers. And now you'll see in 2013, 2014, Janelle's first business center made $2.4 million, which is insane. And then you can see the average and high earnings for each of the ranks. So again, if you enter your back office now, this is the one that you will find. This is the most up to date, but you can Google and get several different years just for comparison. I think this is such a great tool just to show that this is real. And there's official statements on there, and just like anything else, they have the income disclaimer saying, you know, this is not guaranteed. It's based on each individual's skill and work ethic. But these are real numbers, you know, and most companies won't say this is what we pay, this is the lowest salary we pay and this is the highest salary we pay. But Beachbody does that. So this is information that you can use. You can hand this to a skeptic spouse and say, hey, this is what's possible for me. I actually contribute to this number, and I can contribute to this number. And I think that will really open up the eyes of people who don't think, first of all, that you can make money with this business and it's a scam. And it will also open the eyes to, you know, even if you didn't sign up in 2007 when the network started, that's crazy. Chelsea signed up in 2011. I signed up in 2012. There will be, you know, we have seen success. We make 6 figures in this business. And we came in after, 4 or 5 years. And we have coaches who are now getting to the 6-figure point. It's not something that's going away. It's not a flash in the pan. This business is growing, and you see these numbers grow along with it. So I want to thank you so much for your time. I hope this was helpful. What I will do is I'm going to go into the boardroom and I'll read the comments that are in there. If you guys have any questions, please let me know. I'll be happy to answer. I think that having your spouse involved, or at least having your spouse support you, can really be a huge benefit. Like I said at the beginning, it's not like you can't be successful if you don't, but I know it's helpful, and I want to be able to give you the tools and the resources that you need in order to leverage your spouse and really get them to help you, to benefit you, and to grow this together. I mean, my buddy Steve, we like travel the world together now, and it's cool. I want that for everybody. You know, I want people to have the opportunity to do things that they never thought was possible. And it starts with that first step of just having that open communication and listening to your spouse, understanding their perspective of it, and growing it from there. So thanks, guys, so much. Have an amazing day, and I will talk to you soon.